everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. November 25th, 2025. Folks, we're a month away from Christmas. How about that? 1 month from today. Holly Jolly St. Nick coming down your chimney, leaving presents. But we're not wishing away Thanksgiving, folks. We've got 2 more shows until the big turkey day.
Already got our Thanksgiving lights up. We're excited.
The time of the year for the Thanksgiving lights. It's really
TJ, I'm looking at this picture you just sent me. This is the. Why am I shirtless?
What are you talking about?
Looking up to see what that.
What are you talking about?
Why am I shirtless in this?
I don't know what you're referencing. I just sent you a quick picture. I haven't even really had time to look at it myself. I'm guessing it's going to be on the YouTube stream page.
I mean, I'm putting it up there. I look pretty good, but I'm just saying, well, why are you making me pictures of me shirtless?
I didn't make anything. What are you talking? You think I control the AI? You think I go into the AI machine and I say, hey, make somebody shirtless?
I appreciate you that in your prompt today you said, can you please get big, sexy, shirtless Matt on the screen? I really appreciate it. You gave one back to us for once. I appreciate that, TJ.
No problem, buddy. You'll see that picture on the YouTube stream. We are streaming on the YouTube. Happy to be rolling and calling. I'm TJ Walker, joined across in studio today with Stephen Peak, and across the cement wall is one Matt Childers. These two were animated and passionate when I got into the studio today, so it should be a fun show. We'd love to hear from you on the Game Day Men's Health text line. Peak, long time no see. What's up, buddy?
Always good to be back in studio. I feel like, we do those shows. They're getting better. I'm getting more comfortable doing those Monday shows after going to Mark Stoops' press conferences, talking with you over the Google Meet. Always good to be back in studio. This is
you can't beat the in studios.
Dude, I'll wake up when it's like this outside. I can't help it. Like, I just immediately just don't feel good. When it's just like gloomy and it's not even like raining, it's just sort of drizzling the whole day. So I'm hoping these next 2 hours just kind of cheer me up a little bit.
Yeah, it's an ugly day. There's no doubt about that. It's not the best weather that you could ever hope for, but I think it's going to be really sunny on Thanksgiving.
Well, that'd be good.
Not going to be hot or warm, but it's going to at least be sunny outside.
I'll be all right with that. Well, the other thing is, Murray State, my alma mater, is now 0-2 in the in the Cayman Islands Classic. Got beat by McNeese.
Do you have big expectations for
this season? Yeah. They have a good little team, and they lost a heartbreaker to Middle Tennessee State in the first round, and then got blown out by McNeese. And today, I think they play the George Washington Revolutionaries.
Wow. Yeah, they're no longer. What were they? George Washington. They used to be something else.
Huskies. I don't know. We're just making.
No, they were the Colonials.
Oh, they were the Colonials.
I think they were the George Washington Colonials, but you can't say Colonial anymore. And then, again, I push the YouTube stream mainly, like, I'm guilty of this in my life. When I get used to something, I remember when I came in here about a year ago, and I was like, anybody catching on to AI? It can be really helpful with a lot of things. And people were like, yes, AI's been around for a while. You're just slow to it, and get with it. Mm-hmm. I'm doing that with YouTube, where I'm just like, my favorite podcast now, I'm just finding myself watching it on YouTube. It's nice just to have everything in one spot.
Oh, yeah.
So you can have Kentucky Roll Call in that one spot if YouTube is that one spot for you. But another reason why you need to tune in today on the YouTube stream is Peak took his Kentucky Roll Call shirt, he popped off the sleeves, cut them up, and is wearing the shirt as a cutoff, looking good. Sun's out, guns out. Yeah. Sun's not out, but guns are out.
Need to get
in
some
the
guns,
studio.
and then this will really look good, TJ. Like, it was a little. This was I think this is like a men's small, so it's not really fitting. So the sleeves had to go. That was the only way I was gonna be able to pull this off. Have we thought about making more larges?
We're going to get a new batch of shirts coming in 2026.
Then I can wear a shirt with sleeves again.
We'll have Matt and Peak on the designs with it, and we'll get some out. So when we're doing remotes in 2026, we'll have more shirts to give out, to give away.
Got some remotes coming up. I learned yesterday.
Yeah, we do, which is pretty exciting. Maybe we should get that on the YouTube stream as well, because I'll forget about it otherwise. But a week from today, we're going to be doing the show at Game Day Men's Health, which is fun. So 1 week from today, previewing that UK, UNC, SEC, ACC Challenge game. A week from today, Game Day Men's Health. Come out and say hello to us. And then December 11th, which is the following week after that. So next week, Tuesday, Game Day Men's Health. The week after that, 5-Iron Golf. Their new location, not the one in Nulu. They're opening a new spot in downtown Louisville, which is very exciting.
That's like right down the street.
Yes, it's close by.
So they're gonna have but the one in Nulu is staying.
I'm not 100% sure what the plans are.
They're opening a second one.
They just want to they want to dominate the virtual golf market, I believe.
All right, well, they're going to because that's two within a few blocks of each other.
I love 5-Iron Golf. They've been such great hosts to us. I cannot wait to get out and check out their new location.
5-Iron's freaking awesome.
Until then, though, the Nulu location's still open. It's rocking and rolling. But I think December 2nd is when they're opening that new location. We'll be out there December 11th regardless. So come see us. Mark it in your calendar. Totally unrelated. Have you kept up with like how Topgolf has been in the news lately?
No. How's Topgolf been in the news? When I was at WHAS, I had to cover a lot of Topgolf stories, especially as they're building the one that they have over there by the mall. And a lot of the people, I would like to know a follow-up with the neighborhood if it is as big of an issue as they were saying.
No, it was no issue whatsoever. They're actually building a huge like condominium or an apartment. I should say apartment. I think it's apartments, not condos. They're building a huge apartment complex in between there and Hurstbourne. Oh. So it was all just a bunch of hoopla.
I remember
fear-mongering
one of those
95-year-olds.
In one of those out of many, what would you call them? Meetings, whatever it was, where they had to show evidence, and somebody took like an iPhone photo where, if you're on the screen, you take an iPhone photo, and you hit the part of the screen that's dark, it makes the lights that much brighter because it's lighting up the image, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they use that as an example of this is what our neighborhood is going to be. It's what it's going to look like. This big light is going to be shining through all of our windows.
There was at least 20 people listening that didn't know you could do that, and Stephen Peak just blew their mind.
Yeah. So if you click on the lights, though, it actually gives you what it really will look like because it brightens to whatever you're clicking on, right, on your phone.
Yeah.
So they had to explain that to people in the meeting to say, no, that's not what the lights are going to look like. This is how this photo was taken. And why were people, I don't know. It was a whole thing. I just remember.
It was a bad look for the city, but it was also equally hilarious just to see everybody what's about bright lights and whatnot. Well, maybe it didn't all work out because Topgolf's not doing too hot.
Really?
Shockingly, facilities that make acres to build. That's why the 5-Iron folks maybe haven't figured out. You just need an interior space. Yeah, that's all you need for that. You don't need like 10 acres to be able to build it. And they're just huge facilities that take a lot of staff. But unfortunately, not a lot of people go daily to go to Topgolf. So recently, their biggest partner, Callaway invested in Topgolf really from the very beginning. But in 2020, they basically bought it for the. They became the majority stakeholder in the company, thinking we're going to bring in a bunch of people that don't know golf. They're going to fall in love with it, and then when they get into golf, they're going to be buying Callaway clubs and shirts and balls, and it's going to be great. The issue is Topgolf doesn't turn casuals into golfers.
No, because it's $60 for an hour.
Yeah.
You're not casual spending $120 for you and a friend to go.
Yeah, they really kind of split the baby, if you will. They want to be like all right, we're just we're a night out. We're a good time. Bring your bachelor party, bring your workouting, come on out and enjoy it. Well, that's great. Yeah, that can be fun for a good night. But then, by doing that, you price out just the casual golfer who wants to use it as a fun, fancy driving range. Mm-hmm. It is incredibly too expensive, fun, fancy driving range. And the building's just so huge and the staff. So then, all right, you turn into an entertainment. That's fun. That's cool. Big bills. You know that you're going to be spending a lot of money going out there drinking, eating, and whatnot. But once again, at that point, you've totally priced out your just average golfer who may thinks it's cool, wants to check it out, a little too intimidated to go play 18 holes or go do the actual course. But this is more fun than a driving range, and you can see where the ball's landing and all that sort of stuff. Way too expensive, like you said.
I was thinking it would be like bowling. You know, like bowling, Kingpin is like 20, like we're looking it up right now. It's $23 per hour per lane. So that's a pretty significant.
For like as many people or just for one person?
For the lane.
Yeah.
Per hour.
Okay.
Per lane.
Yeah. You're maybe going to have 4 to 6 people bowling with you?
Yeah.
You're paying for the shoes at that point.
Right. And then Topgolf, they got to make money. That's kind of the thing. But yeah, whenever I've gone, there's just so many bays that are empty. And and to like talk about 5-iron, I've gone and when the show has been there, and that's obviously noon to 2, and most of the bays are occupied. Like I'm surprised at how many
5-iron for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It seems like 5-iron found a way to be like, all right, hey, if you're a serious golfer, come have fun with us here. Serious golfers at Topgolf, it's just going to be too expensive.
Yeah, and I also think the casual golfer will go to 5-iron also because there's all kinds of like fun games and stuff that you can do with. They have all kinds of different things where golf, like I still feel like at Topgolf you can feel intimidated or feel embarrassed if you're not good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas bowling,
and you may fall off the third level onto the net, which would be pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, and then bowling is just throwing the ball in the lanes and nobody really cares. You can kind of figure it out. You can put bumpers up.
Whoa. Okay.
You see the picture of
there are some bowlers out there that care.
What was that?
There are some bowlers out there that care.
No, I'm saying that
really
like
riling up the text line this morning, talking about ways to edit your pictures on camera. Bowling doesn't matter. Just put the bumpers up, guys.
No, I'm actually saying that. Isn't that funny?
Hey.
I'm actually saying that people can go bowling who aren't good at it and still have a good time. It's a little bit more difficult if you're not good at golf to go to Topgolf and have a good time if you're not good at it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make more sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I get what you're saying. Are you a bowler, producer Matt?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I hate bowling.
I love bowling.
Oh, he hates bowling.
I hate bowling.
How is that? That should light up.
Is it a sport or more of a celebration?
Oh, I'd say it's more of a activity amongst friends.
Bowling's definitely a sport. I enjoy it. I wish that like I had friends that enjoyed bowling more, but it's not 1995, unfortunately. So maybe I need to get with John. He does the weekly bowling league.
I just would love to I love going bowling with my friends and then immediately walking in, having a good time, and then seeing somebody taking it way too serious. They're doing the whole like leg splits, like curling the ball down the lane, and then like fist pumping on the way back. I'm like, all right, guys, there's a third.
Who do you think you are? I am.
There's an 8-year-old birthday party right next to you.
Yeah,
let's calm down.
When we only had one kid, she was like just had turned 2, and we were like, I don't know, maybe she'll like bowling, like pushing the ball off the little like like the ring.
That's what I mean. Like they make it easy.
So we got it there. We went there. It's just the wife, me, and like maybe the kid may have not even been 2 yet. She was way too young, and we were like, all right, let's see if she enjoys it. And then she really did. Like she loved pushing the ball and like hearing the pins go down and stuff like that. We went at like 11 a.m. so there's nobody else at the bowling alley. And then after about 2 frames, she was totally done. Just wanted to go run down the lane, run left, run right, go be everywhere else. And so luckily I got to just kind of finish out the frames myself. Got some good practice in that.
There was a number of times when I was working at Topgolf where I had to have some tough discussions with some parents of some very young, I mean like 3-year-old children, about why their points were getting scored in their games. And I had to basically break it down for them that, sir, ma'am, unfortunately, if your son or daughter can't hit the ball more than 4 feet, it's just not going to work. They might as well throw it. And they would get very upset with me for thinking that their child wasn't athletic enough or had the talent to gain points in Angry Birds.
You got to figure that stuff out for him, producer Matt.
I would try. I'd give them alternatives. I'm like, hey, there's a button on there that lets them, you can let them hit, and then you press it without them knowing, and it just kind of sends the ball somewhere so they get points. So they think they're doing it. And then I had people say that was degrading to their children. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Your 4-year-old can't hit the ball 4 feet, so we'll
just go carry them closer to the pin. So,
sir, you've been playing golf for 30 years. You can barely hit the ball 4 feet. What are you expecting your 3-year-old to do?
Yeah. Oh, that's good, clean fun. If you'd like to get in touch with the show today, Game Day Men's Health text line 502-414-1450. It's Feast Week. You all been watching some college basketball?
Oh yeah, I just said. I was watching Little Murray State Racers last night. There's a lot of good games today. St. John's, Baylor, the Players Era Festival, and then maybe the biggest game of the night, 6 o'clock on TNT, Tennessee versus Houston.
Take the Vols.
I'm still
I
not.
don't say that. I think Houston wins the national championship. I think they're the best team in college basketball.
They struggled last night.
Very lucky to beat Syracuse, and just knowing, I think Tennessee's going to get them today. I don't think Tennessee's better than Houston, but I think they get them today. Tennessee looked really good yesterday.
So maybe you guys know a little more than us than I do, but I am not understanding how the players' era bracket stuff works.
It's no bracket.
That's what I'm. So like, how are they? Like, I know that there's like reseeding people per like after 2 days or whatever. What goes into that?
It's so dumb. The idea behind it is decent. Like, you know, the idea of let's have a fun tournament and give out some money at the beginning of the year. But then when you dive into it, Kentucky, and I don't say this often about UK administration, but they made the right decision here. The player tournament is confusing. It's stupid. I don't know if you all have watched the games, but nobody's out there. The atmospheres are terrible. Would UK go out there and show out and do it?
Of course.
Probably Kentucky fans would, but even then it probably wouldn't, you know, it'd be like some CBS Sports Classics where it's only UK fans there for the most part, and it still doesn't make for a good atmosphere when you're just kind of having a party by yourself.
And people don't travel to basketball tournaments, even Kentucky fans in this part of the month, you know, getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm saying, like, Kentucky fans would not be able to fill it up on their own.
No, not in Vegas, not around the holidays and that sort of deal. But I think they'd have some fans there. But it's not a real tournament, and it's more annoying. And you play these games, and you may go 2-0, and that's it. That's the end of your run at the Player Air Festival tournament, because margin of victory plays an impact in who gets to advance and who doesn't get to advance. It's just why not just do a good old-fashioned bracket? I'm sure some coaches complained about it. I don't know, maybe like 3 games in 3 days was too much. And then secondly, doesn't the Big 12 automatically get a certain amount of teams, and there's some like conference affiliations with the money breakdown?
Yeah,
and
because
stuff
they
like
don't
that.
want like too much money going to a certain conference or something like that. It doesn't make any
So
sense.
the whole thing kind of just seems rigged. It almost seems like a way just to get some big names in while funneling the majority of the cash to some other programs.
It makes me feel like I'm watching a college version of like a high school AAU tournament. Like, you go over the weekend and you could lose every game, but yet no matter what, each team has to play 4 times and this and that, and it doesn't matter who wins or who loses. And there's like I don't know, like, I guess this is the old school thing in me. Like, I don't know, this ruined like the Maui Invitational for me. That used to be like the big one I used to love watching over Thanksgiving weekend. Now nobody plays in it because they don't give out NIL, which I don't blame the universities. Of course, you're going to go to the tournament that gives you the most money, but it's just confusing. I just don't know what's going on half the time. Like you said, Baylor and St. John's are playing. That confuses me because Baylor won yesterday. St. John's lost. I was like, shouldn't that be Baylor playing somebody else? And I don't know. It's just weird. It's confusing. Maybe we get used to it if it stays.
The Impact Division and the Power Division.
Yeah, okay. Whatever the heck that
I'm literally trying to read up about it right now, and I can't quite figure it out.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me.
Could they just play? Could they do this and just play? Well, I guess they want everybody in the same location. But yeah, I don't know. The attendance of these games not great.
You know what you were kind of referencing. Do you remember like the 2K tournament that they would do, and
yes.
you'd play like 2 home games, and then you'd go to New York.
That's okay. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying.
What happened? This was actually kind of funny. What happened was you played 2 games, and that was part of the 2K tournament at home, or maybe just 1 game, but I think it was 2. And you know, Kentucky would get Gardner Webb, lost to Gardner Webb, and Gardner Webb got to go to New York. And this tournament was like, we're ruined. Yep. We're ruined. We needed UK to come here and buy tickets.
Yep.
And there was a bunch of UK fans that were like, we already bought all this stuff to New York. We didn't think we were going to lose a game to Gardner Webb. And they eventually had to come back and be like, all right, we're going to do these things differently. Gardner Webb is a part of the tournament, but they cannot advance to New York. VMI, that sort of deal.
Gosh, what a time! What a time to be alive, TJ.
You could do something like that, but actually make it true, where it's like if you only had good teams in, and you said, hey, the first games are going to be on campus sites, and then whoever advances from that will go to Las Vegas for just 2 games, a Final Four or whatever it may be. You could get a little bit more creative with it. I wish Kentucky would do Maui. I understand that Maui's a thing of the past, though, when UK and their MTE, they're making, I think Kentucky said they make $5 million for those 3 games, those garbage 3 games. They make $5 million? Is that the net? Was that the net that we were led to believe from UK?
I think so.
Because you're having to pay those 3 schools to come, and obviously it ain't easy or cheap to run Rupp Arena for an evening.
Is Kentucky,
if they're profiting $5 million, you can understand that, because taking the whole team out to Maui costs millions.
Well, okay, instead of doing the BBN United Tip-Off Classic presented by Kentucky Tourism, or if you want to call it that still, could you have one other like really good team in it and play it during Feast Week and have like a little, I don't know, 4-team round robin-y tournament and all the games are played in Lexington and Kentucky just host it? Then you make even more money because you're hosting you got to rent out Rupp Arena again.
Crazy idea here, guys. Let's take Kentucky. Let's take Kansas. Let's take Michigan State.
I like where this is headed.
And how about
Duke?
That's a good one. We got Duke in there, too. You know, some teams that have won a decent amount of championships in their history, and then they all play each other.
Would the Champions Classic be kind of fun as a tournament?
Yes, absolutely.
Play 2 games?
Yeah, and I think that it would be a bigger to do if you did do that because I'm going to New York. I want to watch 2 games. You know, I'm traveling to Chicago for this. Well, let me go ahead and get 2 games out of it. There would be some people that would be like, no, I don't want to go to 2 games.
Well, they can choose to only go to 1.
They certainly could. It could be cheap. It could make it cheaper for everybody, as a matter of fact, if you did it that way. Yeah, I don't see why not. Every year have a Champions Classic champion. And then this year, it would have been Duke, Michigan State battling it off, and then Kentucky, Kansas the next day for the 3rd place game. Yeah. And then if anybody out there, and I'm sure there'd be a coach out there, I wouldn't want to start my season 0-2 with 2 marquee losses.
Yeah, what would that feel like?
That wouldn't look good. We're living it. We're living it anyways. And secondly, in all seriousness, if another coach said that, just speaking hypothetically, it would be November. Who cares? You let 2 quality losses that don't hurt you in the slightest. Move on, move forward, learn from it. I would love the Champions Classic to run it back.
I love these little tournaments. I know why Kentucky can't participate in them, and it's they do need that money, but that sucks. I like these. When did Kentucky last play in Maui? They played in the championship game against UConn. Is that 2010, 2011?
It was 2010, yes, you're correct. They beat Washington in the semifinals.
That was a great game.
Terrence Jones revenge game. It was an electric game.
Yeah.
And they played UConn the next night and kind of got belt to ass from start to finish.
Yeah.
Which would unfortunately be a preview of the national championship
game. Well, the national championship game was a lot closer.
It was a fun Maui run. You made it to the championship game. You want to win that one, but that's all right. A young team really grew up out there. And, they lost plenty of road games. Mm-hmm. However, they never got blown out. And they always were competitive. And I think back to that Maui trip and wonder if that helped them really kind of to build that identity to their team.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe nothing. So. Maybe I'm talking out my butt with it. But no, I miss Maui. I miss those 3 games,
Brasso.
3 days. Yeah.
Everybody knows the Brasso tip-in against Arizona.
You remember the time before Cal's only trip to Maui?
Was that Patrick Sparks in
They played Cal. Yeah.
Yeah, they got beat.
They got
pretty badly.
They got belt ass. Oh yeah. I think that was in the consolation game.
Might have been. Yeah.
I think they started a.
No, I think
they played Iowa. They beat Iowa.
Yeah, I think they beat Iowa in the consolation game. Because I remember feeling. Or no, was it West Virginia that they beat? Because I remember somebody saying Patsnoggle as like Patrick Sparks.
West Virginia was in the Las Vegas tournament that they played, I believe, in 2008.
Okay, well, Patrick Sparks wouldn't have been on that team.
No, Patrick Patterson was, and DeAndre Liggins was. DeAndre Liggins got kicked off the team by Billy Gillespie during that tournament.
Was that the one where he said Liggins get in the game, or when you put him in the game and he said no?
Yeah.
That's great. That's shows
I
you
thought
what
for sure we were never going to see DeAndre Liggins in a UK jersey again, and I loved me some DeAndre Liggins even when he committed. And so I thought that was going to be the end of his story.
Okay, no, you were right. You were right. They this was 2006 Maui. They beat DePaul.
DePaul lost to Memphis, beat Iowa.
Got beat by they didn't play Iowa. It looks like which I'm confused by them. What am I thinking of? Because it says here they played UCLA. They lost 73-68. Then they played Memphis and got beat 80-63. I'm on BigBlueHistory.net. Pretty good website.
No, they know their stuff there. There's no.
There must
doubt
have been
about
some
that.
other tournament. Patrick Sparks.
All right, it was the Guardian Classic that they lost to Iowa in 2005. So the year before they played Iowa in the Guardians Classic. I do remember that game, as a matter of fact.
I can't stop looking at this picture of us on the stream because, one, like I said, I'm shirtless. Peak looks like Bill Burr.
I like that Peak's got a hat on top of his
Peak
hat.
also at
That
age
is
like
funny.
10 years.
And then AI did me kind of dirty.
I
in
don't
the
even
face.
know. That's not even you. You
Yeah.
look like a mixture of like Jason Sudeikis and Paul Rudd put together.
Well, thank you. I get that a lot, actually. So I appreciate that. I just took the pictures from your all's Instagram, and then I just did a selfie of me, like in the car. And then I guess the picture I got of you, Childress, was when you were at the lake without a shirt on.
Okay, well, I know what picture you're talking about, but you had to scroll through my Instagram a little bit because that picture was like 2 years ago.
I'm not judging, and I certainly have no issue with this, but all the other pictures are you kissing guys. So what one did you want me to do?
Hey, we're almost kissing, okay?
And there's nothing wrong with that, but I didn't know. I thought if I'd used that picture, I thought you were going to get on my ass for that one.
No,
So I
I've
thought
been
the
fine with
shirtless
that.
picture would have been all right.
I've been fine with that.
Okay, I didn't know if your bro was going to be cool.
No, he's cool with it.
We have a good text from in the Game Day Men's Health text line. For Peak's idea, you'd have to pay the other good team because they would never come without a home and home or significant share of the gate.
For sure.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to be a part of this prestigious BBN United Tip-Off Classic presented by Kentucky Tourism? Like, that's what you have to think about.
Once in a lifetime, you tell the grandkids about playing in that event.
Yeah, playing in Rupp Arena. Maybe if you made the event cool enough, maybe teams would be lining up to get in.
I'm just impressed on how fast Peak is getting at reading that off. Like, it's to the point where it's going to be like a tongue twister. Like, say it 3 more times in a row and see what you can do.
So I've said it a lot over the last few weeks. I didn't think I'd be saying it after that Eastern Illinois game.
All right, we've got a lot to get to. We didn't really talk about UK's win on Friday in basketball, but we've mostly moved past that. They'll get back in action tomorrow night against Tennessee Tech to get you ready for your holiday weekend. That one, not much resistance imagined in that game, but still something to talk about. Mark Stoops and his future, still the talk of the town. Where things stand, I set off a tweet that had been boiling for me today. I can't believe everybody's just almost resigned themselves. Like, yeah, he's going to be back. I get it. Maybe that's factually where we're heading. Doesn't mean we have to be okay with it, though. And we have a Jalen Lowe update as well. So we'll get to that. Your text on the Game Day Men's Health text line, and plenty more. It's Thanksgiving week here on Kentucky Roll Call, Big X Sports Radio.
Hide turkeys, hide, said the little red hen.
this in the rotation for the daughter. She loves those songs. I don't know if I've heard the turkey version of it.
We got a little turkey facts afterward.
What's the turkey facts?
Let me go back.
Keep it rolling.
I got you.
Male turkeys are called toms. Female turkeys are called hens. A baby turkey is called a poult. Only tom turkeys gobble. Female turkeys make a clicking sound. Do you know any interesting turkey facts? Please let us know in the comment section below.
Hey, I got a question. How come we call
female turkeys?
How come we call
Clicking
chicken? Like if you like as a food and as the animal, and turkey is turkey, but like a cow, like no one ever says I'm eating cow.
Yeah, it's beef or cow.
Well, technically, chicken is poultry.
You don't normally say.
Yeah. But how many times like do you order a poultry sandwich?
I get what you're saying.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Turkey is totally lumped together. Turkey's just turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is there? Is there not like? Is that not considered poultry? Turkey?
Well, they said that a baby turkey's called a poult, so I'm guessing so.
I think turkey. I think any form of bird is technically a poultry.
Okay.
Do you know that, who was it? Was it Ben Franklin? He wanted the turkey to be America's national bird instead of the bald eagle?
Would have been a big mistake.
I don't know. I think turkeys are pretty cool.
Yeah, but we like shoot turkeys.
Well,
you wouldn't want to shoot
we used to shoot bald eagles.
Well, I think the point is that if it was our nation's bird, we wouldn't be eating turkey anymore. We'd be eating bald eagle for Thanksgiving.
Oh, actually, that sounds pretty good.
I do wonder if we would still go to town on turkey for Thanksgiving if it was our national bird. Like, would we honor it by just consuming it, or would...
How many turkeys would have to get pardoned then?
That's true. By the way, it always makes me sad when they pardon those turkeys.
The one gets out of rotation?
No. I want all turkeys gone on Thanksgiving. No, it's just these...
No turkey left behind.
It's these turkeys that are, like, bioengineered to be eaten, and they're not meant to be alive.
Yeah,
they're ginormous birds that are not natural whatsoever, and then they pardon them, and it's like, all right, what happens?
What if you found out later on they killed that turkey and ate it anyway?
Wow. No, our government wouldn't lie to us.
Conspiracy.
Our government wouldn't lie to us. All right, here's what I've got on the turkey and the bald eagle. The bald eagle was chosen first. Chosen first long before Franklin's comments. In 1782, the Continental Congress approved the Great Seal of the United States, and the bald eagle was selected. The turkey was never formally proposed during the actual debate. Years later, Franklin wrote a humorous letter to his daughter complaining that the eagle looked of bad moral character, and that the turkey was a more respectable bird, a true original native of America, and would not hesitate to attack a grenadier of the British Guards.
Look, I love everything that the bald eagle stands for. It's a great bird. It does the job. But something about them turkeys. Something about them. They fly the right way.
Even though the turkeys were already widely hunted and eaten in America during all this, the bald eagle is the national bird because it symbolizes strength, freedom, and the turkey was never seriously considered. So, okay, there we go. We squashed that beef on Thanksgiving week.
Somebody had a good question in the Game Day Men's Health text line. Are pigeons eatable?
Ooh.
Edible. Is it eatable or edible?
I think technically anything's edible.
That's true. But they are, and they have been eaten for thousands of years by humans.
You know that a lot of places eat horses, and we don't in America. I think in Canada, they're big horse eaters. Man, Mexico, they'll eat whatever.
How does that work? I mean, do people breeding the horses like the same way they feed cattle?
Yeah, just like, animals have meat, horses have meat. So
never had horse before.
I've never had horse before, and I can say I would be uncomfortable eating horse. Would I try it? Yeah, probably. But would I like it?
What would you not try?
I'd have to try it.
If somebody offered you like dog, would you?
No.
Yeah. See.
Cat, dog, horse.
Domesticated animals.
Well, again, would I try it? Like you're saying,
I anthropomorphize them too much. I can't do it.
Don't go ahead and cook a new one for me. But if you already have one out, and it's already like seasoned, and I'm at that country's culture, and they're saying that I need to be respectful and have a bite, yeah, I'd probably have a bite.
I would go hunting with my uncle sometimes, and shooting a deer, I just felt so bad. Like, especially if it didn't die right away and you had to track it and you would see the puddle where it was trying to, like, fill the bullet hole with, and I would just feel terrible. And I'm like, I'm not built for this. I need somebody else to slaughter my food for me.
If there's a big thing of blood, it had to die somewhere, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we found it, but it was just like, it tries to plug the hole by, like, rolling around in the dirt.
Oh,
and you find the big spot of blood, and you go, and what happened, sometimes you spook it again, and so it takes off again, and then we had to like track it and find it.
So you're just following blood at that point.
Yeah, you're just
And
tracking.
then eventually,
little drops of blood.
do you find it?
Yeah, and then you
Is
just
it
feel
alive,
bad.
or is
No, it was dead. But that's it. That would be. They die in a terrible way anyway. Like they're either eaten
I'd rather have
alive.
a bolt just straight to the head. Like,
Yeah, that's
like
what-
the cattle get it.
Well, yeah, but then you can't put it on your wall. I don't have any deer on my wall, but
I'm kidding, by the way. I don't love animals dying. I think it's a necessary. It's just something we don't think about as humans.
I want to be as far separated
which
from
isn't
how my friends
right.
made.
But bless all the animals that nourish and provide for us, and we're thankful for all of them. I'm just being funny for a radio show, but no, I don't think about that stuff all that often. But
Try not to.
it is very sad.
I'll bring it up on the radio show though.
A guy. It's funny you mentioned hunting because I talked to a hunter's wife over the weekend, a family friend of ours, and the husband wasn't there because he was on a hunting tour. But supposedly, I guess every weekend they just go to different properties of their friends and go hunting. And I didn't realize how. No, this is really dumb. Again, excuse my naivety, but I didn't realize how serious hunters take just like a casual deer hunt even. And I have friends that go hunting, and
What do you mean by that? That's so serious.
I'll
Okay.
tell you. Like I have friends that go hunting. I know it's early mornings. Like you have to put in a ton of work. It's tiring. It can be like you have fun in the struggle, and I can relate to that. I can see the appeal to that. However, I didn't know like the psychosis that went with it. I guess I should say. I know that they're early mornings, long days, and actually it could be a lot of work, a lot of walking, a lot of sitting, uncomfortable, cold, blah blah blah. What I didn't realize was this woman was telling me a story about how her husband on this tract of land, there was this big buck that he caught on camera time and time again. The buck got sick with whatever is making deer sick in like the country, but then like a couple months later, he saw that the buck was looking really healthy, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm just meant like this is made for me to kill. Like this is destiny for me to kill this." So like he scouted it and he hunted it. And with his bow, he finally had it in its distance, and he like grazed the underbelly. And supposedly, the next thing he knows is his best friend on the neighboring farm posted the buck that he got this buck.
Wow.
And our family friend's wife said that he was just devastated. Said
Really?
devastated. Like for 2 weeks, just woke up like I don't really feel
That
like
was his
doing
Super Bowl.
much. Like I don't really, like I can't believe I didn't get that. I can't believe I didn't get that. And I thought it was silly. Like, I think I had the same reaction that you had, or maybe some of the listeners had. Like, you went out hunting, you didn't catch anything. When I throw my rod in the lake,
Yeah,
I don't get a
happens
bite.
a lot.
Like, that's just part of the business, right? But then she explained it to me. She was like, with sports, these coaches, they'll game plan for a week, and they will put their blood, sweat, and tears into making sure they've got a good game plan. And then if they're just wrong, it's kind of embarrassing for them. Or if it just doesn't come the way that they thought, they are devastated by it. And hunting's just like that, but even more so because this instinct gets in you where you need to eat. You need to go catch something, and that's not real. You don't have to get
No,
eat.
you go hunting on a full stomach in America.
But your body falls back to 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, where it's just like it's just me, this bow, and this beast, and I need to go take it down.
Yep.
But I didn't realize people got so devastated when they came up empty-handed. Long story short.
I never got like that, but you had to do a lot of prep. You had to no scent bath or whatever. Put no scent stuff on your clothes so that the deer don't smell you. And my uncle is a former Marine, so when I went out with him, there was I didn't want to. So I go out. I think it's like December. It's like muzzle loading season, and it's super cold. And I got on like 2 layers of socks, so my feet were sweating initially.
That's bad, right?
And then they just froze.
That's what they say in
But
Spain.
I wasn't gonna. My uncle's a former Marine. I'm not gonna say like, I think my feet are getting cold. Could we go back? So I just toughed it out. We got back to his house, and he could see like how bad my feet were. He was like, "Dude, why didn't you say anything?" I was like, "I didn't want to be the reason that we had to leave." I just.
I can feel that feeling of cold, by the way. Like one of your extremities is just like,
Yeah.
I can't feel it. I can't move it. I don't even want to put like any hot things on it because I just like the sensation is just so miserable. I can relate to that. That's a terrible feeling.
We've gotten lucky here with this football weather down in Nashville. What's the weather look like for Saturday? Because I expected when we went to Nashville that I was going to be dealing with cold weather. I was going to have to put on the thermals, and I didn't have to do it. So am I going to get through this entire football season without breaking out the hand warmers?
What was it? Was it 2019? Just the worst weather for
It rained every
fans
game,
of all time.
like
it just couldn't get any worse.
Looks like it's going to
game.
rain on Saturday.
There we go.
That Governor's Cup in 19, the worst weather Governor's Cup we've ever had in the rivalry. And we've had severe storms. We've had severe heat. That 2019 one was brutal. The
Rain
wind
from start to finish.
It was super windy. So if you were like lucky enough to be away from the rain, or maybe like the 20-minute break that it didn't rain, you were just blasted by wind. But then it was still freezing. It was like 38 degrees, but it wasn't cold enough for it to snow. So the rain just even made it colder somehow. And it looks like we could be trending a little closer to that type of weather without the wind on Saturday, but a high of 42 with a 24% chance of rain. It's actually looking better than it has, and it's sandwiched between some worse weather. A high of 36 on Friday, and then Sunday is a 71% chance of rain, high of 39. So if that Sunday weather leaks over into Saturday, that's going to be awful. Monday's a high of 30 for what it's worth. So right now, Saturday's looking like a bit of an oasis with a high of 42 and only a 24% chance of rain. But that crowd, not going to be great. Bad weather, not going to help it make it any great. People aren't excited about this game, Stephen Peak, but to switch gears here a little bit, they will be excited to hear that Cutter Boley's back, according to Mark Stoops randomly in his show last night. That was
Cutter loose.
That almost reminds me of Wedding Crashers, where Sack announces their engagement without the fiance knowing that she has accepted the engagement. Everybody knows the scene.
Yeah. That's a good parallel.
Engaged.
I like that.
Is Cutter Boley aware that he's back at UK for 2026, or did Stoops just say, I'm going to go say it, and what are they going to do? Are they going to come out and the game before the rivalry game say, well, that's not true? And then guess what? If they say it after the rivalry game, well, that's going to look bad on them and blah, blah, blah. I wonder if Stoops was just saying, I want a win. I want people to be excited going into a big game, so I'm just going to say this. My guess is Boley probably did express, like, yeah, I plan on being back. We got to make sure the nil's right and everything's good, but I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to be a Kentucky Wildcat. That's what I'd like to think, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But this came out of nowhere, Stephen Peak.
Yeah, I mean, but there was a lack of messaging at the end of last season and through the summer. At least, finally, you're getting something to get you excited about next year. If they win this game on Saturday, which like I need them to do, because TJ, I don't have any faith that a loss ensures that Kentucky has a new coach next year. Do you feel like that? And I'll get to where this is going, but I just want to know
if they win,
he's definitely
back.
But I don't know that a loss. I think even with the loss, he's coming back.
I think with a loss, I'm at 60-40. He's coming back, but it is going to be toxic. And
that's what I'm saying.
I will be sure to do my part to make sure it is. I'm not kidding.
Well,
like if they go 5, if you don't win on Saturday and you lose to a lifeless Louisville team,
you're
your
right.
Second straight Governor's Cup
I'm not
loss.
gonna argue that.
You know the rant I'm going on with how bad things have been. If you cap it off with another loss, and you're trying to get us excited for a 2020, we are wasting our years of our life, and we've already wasted a lot as UK football fans for what it's worth. No more. Like, quit. If they go 5-7 and they announce Stoops is coming back for 2026. Well, then I know 2026 isn't going to be fun. So let's see if 2027 can be a bit more entertaining. What coaches could we get in that carousel?
No, yeah.
But I'm with you. I am with you. I'm at 60% that he's back regardless. But I do think if they lose on Saturday, it will be very, very ugly.
Yeah,
just in terms of post-game shows, message boards, tweets, and all that sort of stuff. It'll be toxic.
If you go 5-7, there's nothing that you can really hang your hat on. I mean, yeah, beating Florida by 31 was a lot of fun. Winning in Auburn was neat, but these were programs that's not Auburn like we've known, and that's not Florida like we've known. So that's good, but it's nothing that's like, well, at least we had that. I mean, even last season we at least had that Ole Miss win over that knocked them out of the playoffs. You essentially beat a playoff team last year. But this year, no, there's really not. And so losing to a Louisville team who I don't care what the spread is. TJ, I never bet on Kentucky, ever. And I put money on Kentucky. because, like I said yesterday, I'm just so confident that they're going to win. And if they don't, I should say, if they do, you now have some kind of momentum plus a bowl game. You can finish with 7 wins and get Cutter Boley another month of practice.
I would love that.
And you get to roll into next year with the most exciting quarterback prospect that I in my lifetime, maybe since Tim Couch, came back for his junior year. I know he didn't play his senior year. And you have at least we got 2 more years of Cutter, assuming he returns again for his junior season.
You'd hope, yeah.
So there is some type of optimism, and I'm glad that they are at least trying to market to us some optimism for the future, because there was none of that last offseason.
But in classic UK fashion, was that the way to market that?
Well, it at least gets the ball rolling. They got to lean into Cutter. They, like I said yesterday, they got to put him on billboards and put him in commercials and just make the whole thing about him, because where that failed with Will Levis, where it became a locker room thing, I don't think you're going to have that with Cutter. But
this is another example of what you were ranting about yesterday, like UK just being asleep behind the wheel.
Yep, 100%.
Why not do that announcement today with a billboard or with whatever, or a tweet, or just say, hey, we know that you can't wait for the Governor's Cup on Saturday, which would be a lie, of course. We can wait. I'm very excited for Thanksgiving. I'm not looking away that day whatsoever. But, we know that your attention's on the Cats and the Cards. But in 2026, our captain's I know he's not the captain, but whatever.
Well, make him the captain.
Dude, and then you're telling me people wouldn't get a little bit more excited for Saturday? Instead, you have your coach drop it just randomly out of the blue, and nobody's really confirmed it. I mean, it's your coach, right? So you'd love it.
You'd like to think you can believe that.
It's accurate,
yeah.
But
that'd be a bigger issue.
Who's coaching them next year? That'd be my follow-up, Lee.
All right, so
who's coaching them?
So let me just run this scenario by you real fast. I don't think this will happen. I do believe Mark Stoops. But let's just say, because it was sort of informal in the way that he announces it, some people would make a graphic and say, returning something. If, let's say, they go 6-6, and then we find out in the summer Cutter Boley's going to play elsewhere, they already got Stoops back. What does this look like? Now, this is a hypothetical, because I do think Cutter is going to return. I really do. But you can't really say definitively, can you say right now, on November 25th, before the season is over, that Cutter Boley will 100% be back? I mean, even if he said that, there's agents involved.
That's why I just thought it was so bizarre. I cannot confidently say that Cutter Boley's back, just based on common sense of why would he want to come play for Stoops again? And you can make the case, well, Stoops started him. Well, not at the beginning of the year, he didn't. All right, but eventually he got around to playing him. All right, that's fine. And did Kentucky go win 9 or 10 games? No, but Cutter did well. He kind of emerged as a name. Did he have any help around him? No. Did he have a good offensive line? It was okay. Wasn't great.
It's fine.
Will he have that offensive line back next year? No.
They
have to replace all of them.
So
no weapons, an entirely new offensive line.
Yeah.
And we all know Mark Stoops' track record with his offenses in the SEC. I mean, he will light up the scoreboard. No, he'll want to just burn it down because we don't need it. He'll light it up and just burn it down because we're not going to put any points on it, so no need for it to be there.
What does that look like? What does that look like to you if the worst case scenario happens, where you do bring Stoops back and Cutter Boley gets pulled in a different direction? Because he does have to consider, he's an NFL quarterback. I mean, he has the potential to be an NFL quarterback, and that has to be something he considers. Where is Kentucky the right place for me to show enough that I can get drafted?
When you can go play for a coach that's been bottom 3 in the SEC passing 9 out of the last 11 years, I mean, you have to do that, right?
I mean, yeah.
And by the way, that stat is it's probably a little misleading, because at one point the SEC, were they ever at 12 teams when Stoops was there? Or was it one year that they were at 12 teams when Stoops was there?
Yeah, I think
it was right around when.
Well, yeah, it might have already been. A&M might have already been in.
A&M and Mizzou joined, I think, in 13.
2012, 2013?
Yes.
Okay, so
I want to say their football season, their first one was 12.
Yes, that's right.
I could be wrong about that.
No, I think you're right because that I just remember from
Okay.
basketball, A&M was
But
like
he's
one of the-
always been in a 14-team SEC. It's just recently gotten to 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you got a chance to be a guarantee you're in the bottom 3 SEC passing offense or a bottom 3 SEC scoring offense 8 out of the last 11 years, passing's 9 of the last 11 years. Fewer than 5 SEC wins with a team over a winning record. So if you are going to win some games, you know it's going to be against the bad teams. So that's good. 0 wins against Georgia for Mark Stoops. So Cutter Boley knows that no need to beat the Bulldogs. That's not going to happen. So why would he sign up for that?
Grew up a Kentucky fan, and there'll have to be a promise that they are going to build this whole thing around him.
I'm on board, and let's make that promise, and let's make sure we get a head coach that knows what he's doing with a quarterback. 502-414-1450. A texter says, Kentucky has been nothing but a hat on the table. Oh, that's basketball. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay. The problem right now is that anyone who could afford Stoops doesn't want him, and anyone who wants him probably can't afford him. And that's where maybe Stoops will give UK a bit of a financial break, where he'll say, hey, you all pay me this amount of money. I'm out of here, but I'm going to go take another job, and that doesn't offset any of the money. And if you're UK, if it saves you money, you don't care if he goes takes another job, right?
But whether you like it or not, Kentucky's his home.
He's a Kentuckian.
Was it Kentucky his home when he left for A&M 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Whether we liked it or not, was he a Kentuckian 2 years ago, or did that just happen in the last 2 years?
I still think he would have been at Kentucky longer. So once a Kentuckian, TJ, always a Kentuckian.
We always have said it.
Yeah.
L1 Kentucky forever.
Yes.
At Lexington first, you're Kentuckian forever. We've had print the T-shirts. Yeah, it was funny. He's so gung-ho about being Mr. Kentucky, but that didn't – he could not wait to go to Texas. Just couldn't get on the plane fast enough. Unfortunately, Texas A&M thought better of it, and Kentucky's been in a 2-year mess ever since. All that to say, you're going to get me to shut up if you beat Louisville on Saturday. I won't be crazy about a 2026 Mark Stoops. I know the offense won't be great. I know that they'll lose a lot of home games. I know it'll probably be like at best 6-6 or 7-5. I'm not going to be crazy about that. However, you would have at least earned it for as low as this bar has been for this 2025 season. You still got to clear it, though, and that's beating a lifeless U of L team who Braum is a better coach than Stoops, and Stoops hasn't beaten a better coach this season, but he has taken advantage of teams that can't throw the ball, and it's fair to question if the Cards are going to be able to throw the ball. We need to take our hour break. We'll come back. We'll get to more text into the show. Jalen Lowe update. We'll get to the basketball side of things. Cats play tomorrow. Thanksgiving week on Kentucky Roll Call.
Shake that spoon. We're dancing in the kitchen soon.
Hour number 2, Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM. Get your text into the Game Day Men's Health text line, and 1 week from today, we'll be out at Game Day Men's Health. We're redefining men's wellness, no shortcuts, just results. If you need something with weight loss therapy, sexual performance therapy, peptides, you name it, testosterone, they'll have it at Game Day Men's Health. They're redefining men's wellness. Go to their website, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. And like I said, in 1 week, we'll be out there. Their location is on Hurstbourne Road. Let's see where that is. Williamsburg Plaza. Probably not too far from the old house.
Nice. Michigan State had
yeah.
just tipped off. They're playing the East Carolina Pirates in the Fort Myers tip-off. They're in the Beach Division. They're leading 2-0. Oh, how many threes do you think they'll hit?
6.
And how many will they take? Because they shot 11 of 22 against Kentucky.
I think they'll shoot around that number, about 23.
Isn't East Carolina just plays better defense?
No, I think that Michigan State will just miss a lot more shots.
Yeah, I think they were on fire against Kentucky. Go figure. TJ, you called that, by the way. Did we talk about that yet?
I've lived enough UK basketball games.
You mean you said that exact scenario would happen. This team doesn't shoot the three very well at all, so I just assumed they'll hit almost every one. I went back for the first time since I got back from New York. Last night, I put the Michigan State game on just to kind of see what happened. Because when you're at the game, and especially when I'm trying to like get video and then get graphics made and thumbnails for stuff we're going to do later, I missed so much of it. And finally went back and watched. And I do sometimes when I do these rewatches, I come away with a little bit more optimism because if I can see what the problem is, then I know that the coaching staff who's paid to find the issues is going to see them also. And it's a lot of rush shots. I do think, TJ, that they need to let people play a little bit longer together. Or at least guys like Jasper, if you're going to have them on the floor for 10 minutes, instead of doing like 2-minute stretches, how about we just let them play for 5? And then let them play for another 5.
Especially in these garbage games. What's the harm?
Yeah, I mean, he plays more in those games, but against Michigan State, I don't think he played all that much. He only played like 6 minutes versus Louisville, and it was like a couple, like 3 different 2-minute stretches. I think that what that does is it makes players get a little impatient and not wait for a good look to shoot. They feel like I'm in the game. I have to make my impact known right now. And they take bad shots. And there were several bad shots taken in that Michigan State game. I mean, hardly any passing. And there were several times that guys were open and Kentucky players just didn't make the extra pass to get it to the guy who was open. And that's the stuff we saw last year, stuff we saw in the Purdue game. One of my biggest takeaways from the Purdue game was, man, I just love Mark Pope's system because it's guys taking what it could be or not taking what could be a good shot, passing it to somebody for a better shot, who then passes it one more time for a great shot, a good shooter wide open. And they just got away from that against Michigan State. I mean, completely. There were so many off-the-dribble threes, so many after a made bucket, first guy who touches the ball across half court, firing away. It
looked panicked. It looked discombobulated. It had no rhythm. They didn't trust, I think, to go through any sort of motions.
Didn't trust
or
their teammates.
sets. Yeah, no, not at all. That Michigan State game was ugly. It was bad. At least in the Louisville game, they had some stretches where you're like, all right, that looked good. They clicked there for a bit. Just eventually Louisville had the last run, if you will. They had no such run in Michigan State. And it was bad. That was a terrible game. All the way around, it was a terrible game.
So do you look at the last game versus Loyola Maryland? Did you see anything there? And are you looking for anything tomorrow night that can make you feel better about how everything went last week?
I hated how much better the offense looked without Mo Diabate, because I love Mo Diabate. But I do think when you're going to have him out and potentially getting to play Cam Williams at the 4, you really may have to play Mo Diabate at the 5 and just see how it goes. All right, he's going against a 6'11", a 7-foot center, and he's getting scored every time. Okay, we can't do it that game. That's just one that we're not going to be able to do it against. All right, they've got a 6'10" big who kind of likes to float. Mo D can actually go against him. team rebounding. I get it. I don't think I'm dream weaving with this. I don't think we're ever going to see Mo Diabate actually get serious minutes at the 5. But if you're going to play Malachi Marino at the 5, who I want at the 5, you can't have your 4 and 5 in this system not be able to spread the floor and knock down shots. And that's what you have. So I don't know how you would have the spacing work out that way where you have Mo D at the 4, Malachi at the 5, and you can still be good enough offensively. I just don't know if that world exists.
Well, especially if you're having Ortega at the 3. But as I talked to you yesterday about, he does shoot 38% on his career, 38% from 3 in his career on catch and shoot. Just off the dribble, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. You play men's league basketball. You catch, you get those crisp passes from your teammates and they hit you right in the pocket.
You're ready to go.
All I got to do is, pull up, follow through, bang.
But having to kind of do a shake and bake, worry about where you are, worry about making sure that you have enough space, worrying that everything goes well in terms of getting the ball from a dribble to your motion of shooting and getting in your jump shot, making sure a defender's not. That is much harder, obviously. Think of everything I just described instead of catch, shoot.
Yeah. So, that's something that Ortega, obviously, that I'm sure there'll be an emphasis on that. And especially going into the North Carolina game. But I agree with you. I actually thought about that lineup, that Mo Diabate. What is he, 6'7"? Is that his height? Because that will be an issue, especially against North Carolina. They have a 7-footer that plays nearly 30 minutes a game. So that could, I don't know, maybe when he's out of the game.
I'm dreamweaving. It's not going to happen. Cool to think about.
Yeah, and because it does allow you to do what Kentucky's offense does better, and spread the floor and hit outside shots. And I agree. Mo Diabate in that Purdue game, watching him go up and snatch rebounds away was just, that's what we missed last year. There were games when I would just get a rebound and we'll win the game against Tennessee at Tennessee, where they got like 5 chances to tie it because we just couldn't get a rebound. Nobody could grab it, and I loved Amari Williams. Like he ended up being one of my favorite players last season. Probably will end up being one of my favorite players of the Mark Pope era because of his passing. But he couldn't grab the ball, and nobody else could grab the ball. And then when I watched Mo Diabate just go up off 2 feet and snatch the ball with both hands in the Purdue game, I thought that is going to win Kentucky basketball games, limiting the other team's possessions. You take the possessions away from the other team, that takes points off the board, TJ. That's pretty easy to understand. But I did like a little bit better ball movement. But again, how much of it am I going to take away from Loyola Maryland? It was nice to see shots go in, of course. And I don't know what I'm going to take away from Tennessee Tech tomorrow. Do you have any good ideas? I got to fill up our YouTube channel with some content from this game. Do you got any like Thanksgiving-ish ideas? Because Drew Franklin and I did a video 2 years ago. That was like,
we're going to play a game on Kentucky Roll Call today.
Okay.
It's called Buy In or Buy Out.
Fun.
Is it something that you would buy out Mark Stoops for, or is it a Thanksgiving food you'd buy in? You'll have to determine which one's which.
Fun. Yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. We had, maybe it was 3 years ago, we had Drew Franklin order everything and order one thing from like every place in Rupp Arena and have this Thanksgiving feast while the game was going on. That was fun. If you can think of any other, if anybody wants to write in a fun idea that we can do that.
Can we do that bit for our show tomorrow?
Sure.
Yeah, everybody just kind of DoorDash us some Thanksgiving food.
That would be fun.
We'll eat it during the show, have our own Thanksgiving feast.
Yeah.
If we did our own Kentucky Roll Call potluck Thanksgiving party tomorrow, what would you bring?
Is this like something that I would have to make? Or
yes.
Okay.
All right, here's the deal. Something that you personally have to make.
Okay.
And it could be heating something up if you've done it before and you're capable of doing it, or something that you would pick up that you know slaps. Like, I'm bringing something that's going to be good. And either it's coming from my own hands or I'm picking it up from a store.
Wait, so we're actually bringing something?
Well, is this a hypothetical, or are we really doing this?
This is a hypothetical that's almost certainly going to turn into a theoretical.
Okay.
A realistical reticle.
A realistical.
Man, I got real good at heating up green beans on the stove. So I could
just
probably...
like you'd open the can yourself.
Plain green beans.
No, I would
the
put
guy
like
with
some bacon grease in there and
the giant
some
green
flavorings.
What's the name of the giant?
I have
green man?
I have a
green
recipe.
giant?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
that's not
No,
it.
I have a recipe on my phone that Jacqueline gave me.
No, it's the
On-
giant green man.
She actually makes these. Actually, I would figure out how to make. I'd figure out how to make
Oh.
those, or I would. The other thing that I got really good at. When I say really good at it, what I mean is I have Jacqueline make something and I go, that's really good. Here, just write down the steps for that because I can make it.
So Jacqueline makes something really good. And you're like, don't worry, babe. I brought the green beans.
No, I try to learn so I can make it.
What does she
for us
make
next
that's
time.
really good? Don't be scared to
Oh
say
no,
it.
she made some vegetable soup that it's so good. It's like I actually look forward to the colder weather. That's soup weather, you know.
I love a good vegetable soup.
Yeah,
I mean, you can
she
feel
kills
it in
it.
your soul, a good vegetable soup.
Absolutely.
Vegetable soup for the soul. I even wrote a book about it. But is that a Thanksgiving food?
No, not at all. No, that's not. Well,
It could be.
Well, what do you define? I mean, because I just think mashed potatoes,
I just
green
feel like I
beans,
need to be
turkey.
talked into it.
And do you all do the whole what's the big thing? The yams and the
Turkey is usually the big thing at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I realize that. But after you get past the mashed potatoes, the turkey, the green beans, is there another thing that you consider, like broccoli casserole? Is that a thing?
I like how you listed broccoli casserole before you listed stuffing or dressing.
Well, I don't do stuffing. I don't eat that.
Stuffing is incredibly overrated. I hate to have to say. I know, producer Matt, you were gonna get worked up about it, but like stuffing.
Did he just drop you?
He shut off the mic. Now you're fired, buddy. Okay.
That's okay.
That being said, stuffing is solid. Like it's okay, but it should be. I don't know if it's cracking the Elite Eight of your Thanksgiving Day plate.
The Elite Eight.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's making it out of
I'm
the
going to
16
dessert
weekend.
before dressing.
You got
It's
it. Oh,
the IU basketball of the Thanksgiving world. Like, yeah, maybe back in the day, stuffing used to be all that because we didn't know better foods. But now, while Indiana's got a cute little tradition, stuffing's got a cute little tradition. Get it the hell away from my Final Four.
I want to hear 7 foods that, not dessert counting,
Well,
like
first off,
Thanksgiving foods.
why wouldn't desserts count?
Because that's a completely different meal. That's not a Thanksgiving meal. That's dessert.
okay. Turkey.
Okay. Depending on who's making the turkey, that might not be better than stuffing.
It probably should be. Okay, we're gonna go rolls.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Rolls. That's what I could bring in.
Rolls.
Yeah.
Roll. I mean, a good roll. If I'm not joking about this, a Thanksgiving meal can be ruined by its rolls.
That's
If
true.
it's too stale, it's too no.
It's hard to mess up rolls.
No,
It's hard to
you
have
would think
bad rolls.
You would think that, but do you remember when O'Charlie's would that's why you went was for the rolls?
Yes.
And now they're terrible. What happened? Who would mess with the rolls at O'Charlie's? That was the whole reason. That's not a good enough restaurant for me to go without getting the basket of rolls when I first walk in.
Yeah, I think there's just a new king in town, and the lights were too bright for him.
Any of you all ever been to Lambert's? Speaking of rolls,
Yo, they throw them.
yeah, they throw them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not looking,
In
you just
Missouri.
get absolutely. That's where maybe Zach Calzada,
Future career.
because you don't have to be overly accurate with the rolls. That's the nice thing about Lambert's. All right, so turkey, obviously, mac and cheese, rolls, mashed potatoes. That gets us to 4.
Did you say broccoli casserole yet? Potato dish.
Yeah, I think I said the potato dish.
Part of my family is Lebanese, so we get Lebanese green beans and
That sounds great. Brussels sprouts and green beans. I'll throw those in. That
There you
gets you to number 6
Oh,
right there.
Oh my gosh. Green beans better than stuffing?
I'll go ahead and go salad. Just a good old sensible Scott Satterfield salad. That's good. That's 7, I think. And then pumpkin pie, number 8.
yeah,
It's a
pumpkin
dessert.
pie.
It doesn't
Yep.
count. It's a dessert.
I don't know why we wouldn't count desserts.
It's
All
a
right,
different meal.
can I do bread and cornbread?
You don't go to a steakhouse and be like, yeah, so the
right,
steak
sweet-
isn't that good, but the cheesecake.
I don't even like this food, but it's better than stuffing on a Thanksgiving plate. Sweet potatoes with marshmallows.
Sweet potato casserole is really good.
It's got to have the marshmallows, though, to be tolerable. The only issue with sweet potatoes, and I'm not meaning to offend anybody, they're just not better than regular potatoes.
Yeah, they're not.
They're like, just do a potato casserole with the marshmallows and just make it regular potato.
I compare people who are like mega sweet potato fans to like Texas A&M fans. It's just a cult following.
Yes.
And nobody outside of the sweet potato cult following.
And they're
is-
kind of weird about it.
Exactly. They're all like they would pass up a really good baked potato. They'd be like, "Do you have sweet potatoes on the menu?" I'm like, "Dude, Why do you? What?
In hindsight, producer Matt, I'm a big enough man to admit maybe when I'm wrong, stuffing may come in at number 8. It may come in at number 8. I may have gotten this all wrong. I apologize. It may be the 8th best Thanksgiving food. Okay, is that what you wanted to hear?
So you want to know something that at my Thanksgiving, because like I said, we have Lebanese people in our family. They I don't say cook. They prepare something called I think we pronounce it wrong, like kibbeh. That is it's uncooked meat. I don't eat it. I never tried it. I've tried the cooked version of it.
Is it horse?
No, it's I looked it up just now because I wanted to not in case you guys had questions, I wanted to be able to have answers.
In case you were gonna bring it for us tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's uncooked like meat, and you scoop it with pita bread in like they have vegetables mixed in it, and like I don't know how I don't know how it doesn't kill you.
But what meat is it again?
I
mean, uncooked meat is uncooked. I get meat. I also understand, but I feel like in the realm of meats, I think it's like more detail.
It looks like beef.
Not like human, right?
Yeah, it's like a ground raw, finely ground raw lamb or beef. And there's like onions in there. I don't know what makes it to where it's safe to eat uncooked.
And has this Lebanese family ever tried just cooking it?
They do. There is also the version that's cooked, and that's like
have
the
they
kind my
discovered
sister
fire?
Yeah, no, but I don't. They all eat it and they like it. I don't participate in that part of it. And I usually like to try new things, and no one's ever gotten sick. It's just I just don't. I'm just like I prefer my meat to be cooked.
Speaking of uncooked meat, I always go back and think about how many people poison themselves eating uncooked chicken throughout like human history, and then the one person just discovered that if you cook it, it's okay. And how he had to try and convince the whole world that, hey guys, no, believe me, this one's okay. This one's good. You guys can eat this one. They're like, nah, this guy's an idiot.
Did you guys? This is from the text line, and I'm so excited to talk about this.
Yeah.
Did you see where the Campbell's was it the CEO or who was it? The Campbell's soup guy that basically said it's what? How did he describe the meat again? He said it's like
bioengineered.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat an effing piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. He said. And that guy is identified as Campbell's vice president and chief information security officer. He's not the one cooking it. Information security officer. His name is Martin Bawley.
Is their tomato soup still okay? Because I would occasionally eat that.
Meets our high quality standards. All of our soups are made with no antibiotics ever.
Oh, good.
Any claim to the contrary are completely false. Everybody, you can enjoy your Campbell's.
Campbell's is back. I totally believe that press release, 100%. Why would I doubt it? That guy's clearly lying.
Bring back Mama McNabb.
Yeah.
Sadly, producer Matt probably doesn't know what we're talking about.
Is that before his time?
I'm busy right now putting up a picture of fake food.
Oh, okay. I look forward to seeing it. Donovan McNabb used to be the poster child for Campbell's Chunky Soup back when we were growing up, producer Matt. So, like, anytime you'd see a commercial, it'd be Donovan McNabb just sucking down, 15 cans of Campbell's Chunky Soup before a game?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and then he threw up in the Super Bowl because a little too much Chunky Campbell's Soup. 502-414-1450, the Game Day Men's Health text line. I wasn't a big Campbell's Soup guy, but this would give me, I think, a little pause. A little one.
It should. But I'm glad they put out that press release, though. That seems to have fixed it.
Kirby's all worked up. You all make stovetop stuffing. If you rank it 8, you alls must be store-bought. I got my toasted bread sitting out right now, drying out, going to dice the celery and the onions and make the turkey broth tomorrow. Better than turkey, my guy. Then you're just not doing turkey right, Kirby. I'm so sorry to say this. If you're saying that your dressed up bread is going to be better than a seasoned, a perfectly cooked bird, maybe fried, maybe smoked, maybe baked, I don't know, you're just out of your gourd.
You guys
You're
just
talking
like
about
boring stuffing.
You're talking about churched up bread being better than a turkey.
This
What are
is
we
a, this
doing?
is a great take. Are you guys just out there buying stovetop stuffing for Thanksgiving every year?
First off, I don't do anything with stuffing, so no, I don't do that.
Oh,
But
okay.
the stuffing I have at family gatherings, I'm sure are lovely. I'm sure they time, blood, sweat, tears went into it. Hopefully not too much. But it's okay. It's just Kirby, why don't you make us some of your stuffing, Big Shot? How about that? How about you shut us up with your stuffing? Live in the neighborhood and the lights are blinding and the sound is suffocating.
Oh no.
Kidding, it's a big nothing burger.
Okay.
Side note, playing golf with TJ's cousin on Black Friday in a scramble at Heritage. 37-degree golf is a close second behind the 5-iron temperature-controlled indoor experience. Well, Kirby, you'll have to come join us out there. And tell my cousin hello. He is an incredible scramble golfer to play with. But I also know him. He may just not show up with it being that cold. He can be a bit flaky with something like that. So be ready for it. But that's great. You'll have a blast. Patrick Murphy says, had a weird dream last night. I was a roadie for the Dave Matthews Band. Additionally, ham can also be included for Thanksgiving, maybe regular fries as well. So now Patrick Murphy's getting a little weird with it, and I'm all for it. He also says that he believes the creative tournament should happen and be presented by Kentucky Tourism. You all look good on the picture on the stream. Well, thank you, Patrick Murphy. Ham's great. Ham's awesome. I just associate ham more with Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas ham, Easter ham. I give turkey its due on Thanksgiving.
You know what my favorite part of turkey, though, is like the next couple days where I make like turkey sandwiches.
I can't have enough leftovers from Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's one way that you know that you're old, unfortunately.
Do you eat turkey at any other time of the year?
Yeah.
You do?
Turkey's probably like my favorite lunch meat. But I don't eat lunch all that often.
Well, are you eating like the turkey, like the belly turkey?
Are you asking
not like
going out and
actual
buying
like
a full turkey throughout the year besides Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was asking.
No, I'm not getting a full bird and putting it in the oven throughout. Like, happy 4th of July,
it's
everybody.
Just like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. You want a light lunch. You're going to make a turkey sandwich.
We have the green egg. I want it in a golf scramble. And it's not something that I probably would have like bought. It's 100% not something that I would have dropped $1,200 on for a grill or however expensive it was, whatever. But we don't use it that much. But when we do use it, it is the real deal. Like we love it, and the food is amazing on it. The issue is the wife just hates messing with it, and it's really not that much time or like extra work, but it's not as easy as just like flipping on the propane and turning on the other grill. So I kind of get it, but I was just like, Hannah, for our family Thanksgiving, can we just cook something on the egg? Like let's use it. Let's utilize it. And she was like, all right, we can do that, just not a turkey though. I was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer because that's what you do. But she was like, we're gonna have turkey Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. We're gonna have leftover turkey this, leftover turkey that. She was like, let's just do literally any other meat on the egg, any other meat. And I was like, all right, we can compromise here.
I love ham. But I also dislike when I go to people's houses and they just block you out of having turkey. They're like, we're not a turkey household on Thanksgiving. We're a ham household. I'm like, I didn't know we were this divided as a nation. We can't just have both?
Do you all like country ham or city ham better?
Ooh, I think country ham. I think I'm a country ham guy.
I think I am a country ham guy as well. But I think Roush thought I was making that up one year. When I was like, are you a country ham guy or city ham guy? He was like,
I thought you were making it up right now.
It up. One's saltier than the other, right? Country ham's a lot saltier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just you can taste it in it. But
is the city ham, is it made in the city?
City ham doesn't really have time for you.
It has a 9 to 5.
Yeah, you're lucky just to get a word in. Never calls his mother.
It's a blue collar man.
No, the country ham's really the blue collar. The country ham's the one that's getting up at the crack of dawn. All right. Anyways, that was a dumb bit, and we may have more dumb bits later on in the show, so don't go anywhere.
Good tease.
Yep. Does Peak eat tartar? What is he saying? Sounds like tartar, but with lamb.
Let me look it up. Let's look up. Well, what is tartar?
Tartar is like it's kind of similar. I'm pretty sure it's like a dip, but it's like
it
raw
does look,
meats.
It does look kind of similar.
Like tuna.
What I was describing, I think, is spelled Kibbeh. So if you're wanting to look it up, Kibbeh.
Are you sure you're not trying to say kibble? You're just saying just kibble this whole time.
Scooch just texted in and said, WTF is city ham. It's a real thing. I've got a cousin Paoli, or I've got family in Paoli.
I got a cousin Paoli. This bit's going on too long.
I've got family in Paoli, and
Can I read you the definition of what city ham is?
Every holiday they say, all right, we got your country ham over here, we got your city ham over here. Maybe they're just messing with me.
City ham is a term for a type of ham that is wet brined, cooked, and often smoked, distinguishing it from country ham, which is dry cured and aged.
There you go.
So
There is a difference between the two.
I learned that in real time.
You get your wet ham out of here. Get your wet meat, stick it elsewhere.
What that accent you gave it, maybe instead of city ham, they were trying to call it something else.
What would that be?
I'll let the listeners allude to what I'm talking about.
Okay, we'll
Get
go
into
from
the
there.
men's health text line. The Game Day men's health text line. I want to know what. I don't even know what Matt's talking about. So explain it to me like I'm 5.
we have derailed on the show, but I think during Thanksgiving week, this is the way it should go. A texter says, today is the 49th anniversary of the band's Last Waltz, the greatest live concert movie ever made. Scorsese used 7 35mm cameras to record it. Rest in peace, Levon Helm. Since Corey Price trivia won't happen this week, that's a fun fact. Well, joke's on you. Corey Price is going to be here tomorrow, which we're excited about. Are you familiar with the band's Last Waltz? Is shooting a movie through 7 35mm cameras hard, Peak? You're the camera guy. What does that mean? I'm just reading words there.
What was it again? Sorry, I was reading something else.
Scorsese shot a movie with 7 35mm cameras. 735 I don't know if that's what that's
millimeter, yeah.
Okay, I figured, but
I'm not sure. I don't really dive too much into
that's
film making.
Around IMAX ratio, but that's for you can only go see that specific ratio in certain theaters. Like we don't even have those in Kentucky, I don't think.
Oh, 7. That's funny. 7 35mm cameras. Is that okay? So he's using 7 different 35mm cameras.
I tried to explain that. I guess
I didn't.
I misinterpreted. I
went-
thought you were saying
yes, 735s. I get you. Yeah, okay. Oh, Charlie's has some of the worst service ever. I still remember we had a server take our order and then never return.
Terrible. What happened?
We had another server tell us later that they had quit. So yeah, not sorry. They didn't become fancy like Applebee's on a date night.
What happened to O'Charlie's? That was I loved going there when I was younger. Was it always bad and I just didn't notice?
No, there used to be.
So
O'Chuck's was like the place to go. I mean,
who took over O'Charlie's and made the rolls worse and the service worse?
Mark Stoops.
That's
It
crazy.
was Mark Stoops.
Man.
Let's take our
He's
final
everywhere.
commercial break. Maybe we'll play a little silly game. Maybe we won't play a silly little game, but we will certainly read more of your text. Jalen Lowe update as well. Did we ever even get officially get to that? I'm not so sure that we did. One final segment, Kentucky Roll Call. Stephen Peak, producer Matt Childers, TJ Walker coming up next on the Big X.
Let's do the turkey love.
playing against Kentucky out there.
5 of 9 from 3.
We've got Bellarmine basketball in action this evening. Or is that here on the Big X, producer Matt?
Is it men's or women's?
It's men's.
Then I think that should
Over
be on
680?
Yeah, I think it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're taking on Houston Christian, but if you're looking for something to do tonight, Knights Hall is the place to be. The Knights getting 2.5 points in that game. I think didn't they just play yesterday? Bellarmine did?
It wouldn't surprise me. I know this weekend the
They sure
women's are
did.
playing 3 days in a row, so their schedule's kind of weird right now.
In the ASUN SoCon Conference Challenge, which normally I set my watch to it. I'll watch every game of the ASUN SoCon Conference Challenge. Bellarmine beat the Citadel. Bellarmine doesn't have a lot of wins this year, just 2. So
Gonzaga looks really tough.
Gonzaga is good. What would the game plan be on Graham Ike?
I don't.
Dude, he is like an Oscar Sheboy type. He is so strong.
What is his what's his height?
He's like 6'10".
So yeah, that's kind of was Oscar 6'9".
Yeah, Oscar was a little smaller, but he's like so much stronger than the people around him that you see him hold the ball and you'll see teams. Alabama did it. Well, they'll just send a bunch of guys to just like swat and try to like disrupt him, but he's just so strong. He just holds onto the ball and he's so much bigger than everybody else that he'll just turn, get where he wants. He's been playing college basketball for 36 years, but 21 and 11 for him last night against Alabama. Against Creighton, he had 20 and 10.
Yeah, he's
against
averaging-
Oklahoma, he had 19 and 11.
Yep. Almost 10 rebounds per game.
He is going to be a problem for Kentucky in Nashville in about 10 days.
Yeah, they had 48 rebounds last night against the Crimson Tides, put up 95 points. Man, that's a tough one.
He had 28 and 11 against UK last year, so UK had no answer for him last year.
They shot 6 of 22 from 3. I'm sure that they'll...
He had 23 and 5 against UK 2 years ago, so he had no problem against UK that year. He has just kind of constantly been a thorn in Kentucky's side. So one more year, what's it going to hurt, I suppose? 502-414-1450, the Game Day Men's Health text line. All right, so the scuttlebutt with Jalen Lowe is that he's not going to do surgery and probably going to see him back, Stephen Peak.
Well, they on KentuckySportsRadio.com, they are reporting that he has returned to practice. So we'll see when he comes back.
Is he a little 0-on-5 action?
Yeah. Well, we got Jaden Quinnance now doing 3-on-3, so he was doing 2-on-2. Now he's doing 3-on-3. I guess he'll do 4-on-4, and then after that he'll be 5-on-5. And by March, we'll roll him out there, see what happens.
Next fall, he'll be ready for football, 11-on-11.
We've heard some dates around. We've heard some approximate. Mid-December. Do you think we'll see Jaden Quinnance before December? And when do you think we'll see Jalen Lowe again?
Before December?
Before January, in December.
It's like clock's ticking.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean,
Tomorrow.
That would be
Just walk in the door right now. It's like, I'm playing.
Everybody, it's Jaden Quain.
I'm not leaving.
I do crack up about all right, well, 2-on-2 went well. What if he tried 3-on-3? Or and just one of these is going to be like, nope, he went back to 2-on-2. he had to go back to 2-on-2. I'm so sorry, it didn't go well.
That Euro step was terrible.
He wasn't ready, but he'll be in 2-on-2 for a little bit longer. We'll see if we can.
It's like that's like the minor league rehab process.
Exactly. Yeah. He did a simulated pitching, and it's like, well, how'd he do? Terrible, awful. He just got racked by the simulator.
Send him back to 5-iron.
Yeah, there you go. I think. Do we see him before January? That's always been my magic line right there. I'll say yes, just based on how much they've been hyping it up. No, you know what? No, I'm not falling for it again. No, we'll see him in January, not before. We'll see him in January. Well, that's my final answer, Steve Harvey.
As much as they are teasing him, they're like there needs to not be a super long delay with this. Otherwise, like, okay, if there is a plan to play him sooner rather than later, I want the updates because people are going to ask. So don't give me he's working on it, he's getting better, he's breaking records in recovery. But if we don't know, then maybe the specificity is going to would backfire. So I think as specific as they are getting in these updates tells me that they are pushing for him to return sooner than later. They kind of need him. Probably not going to see him for that Gonzaga game. But Jalen Lowe, do you just save him for the SEC and reset when you get to SEC play, or do you try to bring him back for maybe the St. John's game, December 20th? Because what day do they play Gonzaga? Is that December 5th?
Yes.
Okay, so he's not going to play in that game, right?
No. I think that I don't think it's impossible we see Jaden Quaidance before we see Jalen Lowe.
No, yeah,
Dude,
you're probably right.
I don't know what happened. I thought we were all to the point where like Jalen Lowe wasn't playing again this year, whether he got surgery or didn't get surgery. And then if it was, all right, well, if he doesn't get surgery, there's a chance he comes back this year, but we'll just have to see. Surgery was just going to make sure that he's 100% for next year. But then it was like, all right, well, I still thought that he was going to, even if he doesn't get surgery, that he's going to be out a while. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's a pain tolerance thing. I think Pope said as much, that it's just kind of like seeing how much he can do with it. And once he gets to a point that it's comfortable. The scary thing about Jalen Lowe, whether he came to Pope tomorrow and he said, hey, next week put me in the game, or if it's January 5th, and Peak, you've alluded to this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be any loose ball that shoulder just goes again.
Yeah.
It could be any time going up for a layup that a defender comes down trying to swat you but gets your shoulder instead. It could be any little thing that happens over the course of a basketball game where you're just right back to square one. So
what is square one? So
square one is him not playing.
I've never had a dislocated shoulder. So when that happens, is the recovery time when they pop it back in? Is that, or is it just hurt so bad that you can't play?
I guess I can't answer.
So my best friend is a physical therapist.
Perfect.
And I actually asked him this exact question whenever the whole question of, is he going to get surgery or are they going to push him back out earlier kind of thing? And he told me that you can recover without getting surgery. It's just extremely slow. And even with that, this seems really fast to bring him back, especially with the way they were kind of alluding to the surgery or the injury. Now, he also told me that if you get the surgery, it's basically guaranteed he's out for 2-3 months, whatever that timeline is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to come back and not have the issue of re-injuring it. He basically alluded to no matter what, it's kind of a similar time frame, and either way, this seems really early.
Yeah, man, TJ, how do you feel? If you told me, if you could have said he would have been back in 3 months, I almost wish we'd have just done surgery in October.
So he told me it's more of like would you rather him be out a guaranteed like 4 months, but then have like the chance of him re-injuring it basically be 0, or get him back in like 2.5 to 3 months and then take the chance of him re-injuring it again that he's done for kind of like the season.
Because I feel like, do you think that do you think, because this is something I actually heard Alan Cutler say, he said it to me, so I didn't just like overhear. He was talking to me on Press Row.
Can you put the filter back on it? This is family radio.
yeah, well, I'll try to filter
All right,
it.
Please do.
I'll put it in the kindest way possible.
His unfiltered
Will players
radio.
try to bump into his shoulder when they play against him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what are we doing here? It's bad. It's a sport. It's competition. Yeah, that gives you an advantage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're gonna be physical with them. Absolutely.
They're going to try to knock it out again.
Dude, in my stupid little men's league, people were trying to slap my thumb. Like, what are we doing? It's a men's league. This is a church league. Get the hell away from my thumb.
Dude, people would literally take 2 fingers and like poke me in the stomach in the men's league when I would go up for a shot. Because like the refs are not like well trained, and they're not going to the monitor to look at it. Oh, did that what happened? Like, but I'm like, what are we doing?
Tap to the balls if they do that to me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You start it, I'm coming after you.
Men's league, as for a Catholic men's league, gets a little crazy.
The people who were doing it with me, they made it very subtle, just like trying to slap at the ball, and you got your thumb there a little bit. They weren't doing it blatant, but
See,
you
always
get an
went with the
advantage
whole-
when you can get an advantage.
I always went with the whole like if a dude got by me, went up for a layup, I would like pinch a cheek.
Oh yeah, that's
Layup.
always a good time.
Just a little cheek pinch.
Give them something to think about as they drive by you.
I dare you to get by me again.
Exactly.
I might enjoy it next time.
Exactly. When somebody's posting up on you, you just kind of start to pull their shorts down a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Why are you pulling your shorts down, you weirdo? Pull them up. You can't sag.
We're just
during
guys having a good
basketball game.
time
What
out
are you
here.
doing? Come on. 502-414-1450. Jalen Lowe, I think Kentucky needs to learn to play without him. That's most important. And then just when he's healthy. If you did the surgery, going back to producer Matt's hypothetical, I would still lean towards no surgery, because surgery even when he came back from that, say it would be February or say it'd be like beginning of March or something, there's a lot of rust to shake off then. And when you get those surgeries, you can't always work out right after. It may be a couple weeks before you can even do anything at all, where at least with this, can it pop and can it get re-injured and could it be something terrible? The next time he goes out there, yep, at any given moment that shoulder could go again. However, he can, when he's playing, I think it's going to be closer to the Jalen Lowe that we saw. I don't think it's going to get as rusty. He's going to be able to keep working out. I mean, he should be working out right now. His offhand, he should still be able to get, dribble a basketball and do things that he can that feels comfortable without putting pain. But once you do surgery, it kind of takes all that away, in my opinion. So I'm happy that he's not. Let's get UK learning to play without him, without a true point guard, whoever steps up, whoever it may be. It looks like they're just going to keep doing Denzel Aberdeen. Not what I would do, but Pope's smarter than I am.
What would you do?
I would do Jasper Johnson.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you want Aberdeen to be at the 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not whether it's starting lineup or just the lineup that plays the most minutes. When I say starting lineup from now on, just know that that's what I mean. I don't care who really is there for the tip-off. I just mean because Mark Curry started games under Billy Gillispie and then was immediately taken out, if you remember that time.
Sure.
Fun times for Kentucky basketball. Just when I say starting lineup, I mean the guys who play the most. What would that lineup look like? Would it be Jasper at the 1, Aberdeen 2, Otega 3?
Yeah, so here's kind of my deal. Like, unfortunately, I want to see when Jasper's in the game, him running point. I guess I should state it that way. That gives me a little bit more leeway. When Jasper's in the game, he needs to be running point. That being said, I totally understand that you're going to have a backcourt of Otega, Aberdeen, and Colin Chandler. That doesn't even include a Jasper Johnson. So in that instance, yeah, okay, Aberdeen's going to have to be playing point, I guess. But maybe even then, if you can get Otega to get away with it, then I would rather. I think I've mentioned it before, but I just think you're wasting Aberdeen when you have him on the ball. I don't think you're getting the best Denzel Aberdeen. And I think that hurts because he's one of your better players, so you need to be getting the best out of him. You need to be getting the most out of him, and you're not getting that when he's on the ball.
I do tend to trust, and maybe in the Michigan State game kind of rattled my confidence in Denzel's ability to do this, but I have, at least for most of the season, I felt like the guy who I want to have the ball in their hands late in the shot clock would be Denzel Aberdeen, just maybe his ability to create his own shot. Do you trust Jasper to be able to do that, the same thing?
I do. I would trust Aberdeen more just with his experience, and I'm even all right with that. Then when the shot clock gets to 7 seconds, 8 seconds, let Aberdeen just try to create something if we feel better about that. But that doesn't mean he needs to be the guy bringing the ball down the court and running the point motions through a half-court set, just in my opinion. 502-414-1450, the Game Day Men's Health text line. Do we want to play a fun game?
Yeah,
well,
fun games.
I mean, it won't be fun, but
okay, well,
not with that attitude.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to look up while you're pulling that up Jasper Johnson's minutes per game, because he played 27 minutes against Loyola Maryland. That's the most he's played this season. Played 6 against Louisville. I didn't realize he actually played 14 minutes against Michigan State. I like to see him get a little more run, maybe get more comfortable out there. I agree with you. Let him run point for 25 minutes.
And then, maybe if Cam Williams emerges and then you feel good about your shooting, then maybe I don't panic as much about Aberdeen being on the ball.
I do think Cam's a big part of this.
The offense just needs to look better, and I think a big reason why is Aberdeen's just not overly comfortable being the one, or if he is comfortable being the one, then the rest of the offense isn't comfortable with him being the one. Something was just off.
But that bothers me, TJ, because that Aberdeen was the backup option if Jalen Lowe got hurt, and what do you know? Jalen Lowe got hurt.
And the backup option we're not crazy about in that role. I love Aberdeen. He's got to be out on the floor. It's just where
100%.
we use him. That's where I'm.
But I never considered him the backup point guard, and everybody told me, well, he's the guy.
Emergency.
I mean, Deron Lamb wasn't a point guard either, but he was Brandon Knight's backup, and he technically was Marquise Teague's backup.
Do you remember the story of Deron Lamb guarding Jared Solinger in AAU or in high school?
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Deron Lamb's high school big fouled out or was hurt or something, so he had to guard Jared Solinger for the game. And when they played each other in 11, in the Sweet 16, they brought up the photos of Deron Lamb boxing out like a Jared Solinger. But thank goodness that day though we had Josh Harrelson.
To throw the ball off of his chest. Remember that? That was fun.
Are you guys ready to buy in or buy out?
Yes.
All right,
Both.
so you have to answer this question with you're buying in or buying out. And what that means, I don't know. It's pretty subjective. Is it a true or false sort of deal? But producer's Matt's got some Thanksgiving. In a couple days, we'll be at the holiday table, hopefully. And we'll be enjoying family.
I'm
friends.
liking the music. This is good.
A great time. Are you all buying in or buying out on Mark Stoops being 0 of 13 versus Georgia?
Phew.
Buying in.
Some of the biggest losses include a 55-0 loss, a 51-13 loss, and a 42-13 loss.
He has never beaten Georgia. So buying in.
This makes me want to buy Mark Stoops out. So I'm buying out on this. It is a true fact, though. So
Okay, so maybe I'm not understanding the game at all. Are we supposed to buy out his contract, or are we supposed to say true or false?
I'm getting more confused.
Turkey wasn't the main dish at the first Thanksgiving. You buying in or you buying out?
I'm buying in.
Buying in.
All right, we are buying in on this. Venison and seafood were the stars of the first Thanksgiving. Turkey was basically just a side hustle. Okay.
Well, then what are we doing? Why are we the deer meat? Where's that at?
Venison's good.
I love it.
I like deer meat.
Everybody loves deer jerky.
See, I think that what comes down to is the deer population is constantly rising. So if we just made it such a sacred feast for Thanksgiving, then we would just be overrun and it'd be a planet of deer.
We have too many deer.
we have two. Yeah,
Some
they're
would- some
running
would
into
say.
cars.
Yeah, too many cars.
Ask Adam Luckett. He hit 3 at once.
He hit 3 deers at one time?
Yeah. Yes, please.
He had to be aiming for him at that point.
He was driving back from a game late at night, and he said he hit like bowling pins. Like he's like just hit the pocket.
So I almost am scared to speak it into existence, but that truly is probably one of my most realistic fears.
Yeah.
Hitting an animal, hitting a deer while driving.
How about 3 of them at once?
And I know how much you all drive from Lexington to Louisville. There are dark nights where you can't see squat.
I couldn't see anything on the way back from Vanderbilt because the fog was so bad on Saturday night.
We had a buddy in high school who was late to the St. X one day because he hit a horse on his way to school.
Hit a horse?
Yes.
Well, how do you do that?
And it totaled his car.
Well, of course it did.
Yeah. Of
I-
course,
I-
of course.
It's the horse.
I
Yeah.
bumped a deer going 10 miles an hour like a year ago.
Why wouldn't you just stop then?
Well, I was slowing down. I was going about 25, and I
Let
was
off the
slowing
brake.
down.
All right, I don't think it's gonna move. Pauletta, I guess I'm
Pretty elusive animal.
I'm just gonna have to hit it. See if this will teach it a lesson.
How
or not.
hard could it be hunting them?
Just tap, tap, taparoo.
What's the next buy-in?
You hit the. Hold on. You hit
Okay,
the deer.
I was coming around a corner. I couldn't see. I was slowing down going around the corner. And I was only going about 10 miles an hour, and I saw it and tried to stop and, like, lightly bumped it. And it's still, I had to get my entire bumper replaced because things are huge.
Did it survive?
Yes, that's right. I just walked off. It was fine.
It spit at your car and was like,
It
"You
did.
dumb idiot, learn how to drive.
And
Go
it-
back to New York."
And then it peed on it and then just flipped me off as it ran off.
Unbelievable. Deers. No class. All right, buy in or buy out. The first Macy's parade had live animals from Central Park Zoo. Think lions and camels and bears, not giant balloon Pikachus. Are you all buying in or are you buying out?
I'm gonna buy out.
I'm buying out on this one.
This one's true, so you needed to buy
Oh.
in. You needed to buy in.
Lions.
They had lions and camels and bears
Oh
straight
my.
from the Central Park
Were
Zoo.
they in cages or were they just walking around?
That's a good question. Don't have the answer for you. When was the first Macy Thanksgiving parade? 1924.
Oh, okay. I'll say 33.
And I mean, the first Google image is a ton of inflatable balloons. So we may have to workshop to see if that is actually a buy out instead of a buy in. All right, let's get back to it. This is a fun game. Everybody's having a blast. Mark Stoops.
Buy out.
Okay, there you go. It's a buyout. Let's see. Trailing. What are we doing with these stats?
Did producer Matt do this? Or is this your work?
No, this is me.
I was
This is all
I
me.
say I don't know what he's bringing up.
Yeah, I mean, just some of these are wrong. I know these to be wrong.
Well, then it's buy out.
Well, okay. In 11 plus years, 0 all SEC quarterbacks.
Is that true?
I'm buying in on that one.
Well, I don't know.
We have no idea. Okay.
I'm seeing so many incorrect facts on what are supposed to be totally true, Mark Stoops stats, that I'm having a tough time believing if this is true or not.
Well, are you asking all SEC
Okay.
quarterbacks?
Buy in or buy out. Mark Stoops in 2016 blew a 35-10 lead to Southern Miss.
Oh, the buy in.
Buy in.
You know what's interesting about that? That was back-to-back games of blowing a 21-point lead or more.
That is buying in, which means we should buy out, everybody. 2020, Alabama beat Kentucky 63-3.
Okay,
You buying in or buying out?
That happened, but is that how fair is that one? Because Kentucky was missing like 20-something players.
2023, Kentucky led Missouri 14-0 until Missouri said, "Oh, we'll just try this little fake punt."
In an obvious fake punt situation, buying in.
And we should buy out because that's absolutely true.
That's when the whole thing started to fall apart, right there.
Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. It debuted for a Thanksgiving church service before becoming Santa's anthem.
Buying in.
Buying out? I don't. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy out just to be opposite of Matt.
It's buying in.
There you go, Matt.
Wild turkeys can run 30 miles per hour and fly 75 miles per hour. Basically SEC running back speed. Are we buying in or buying out?
Did you say
Buying
75 miles per hour?
Yes, that's basically like a change-up fastball. Well, just a change-up.
Buying out.
I'm gonna buy out of that.
That is buying out. They can run 20 miles per hour and fly 55 miles per hour.
I'm actually still shocked.
So more like Big Ten speed.
Have you ever seen a turkey flying?
Yeah.
Why have I never seen this?
They just do it for like a second, and then they...
At 55 miles per hour?
I
They go from zero to 55?
That seems made up to me. All right. Let's see here. See if we got anything else. I mean, these are all just so wrong. It makes it kind of tough.
I learned that cheetahs can. I thought it was 70 miles per hour, and I learned the other day that it's 100. They can sprint up to 100 miles per hour.
See, this keeps saying 0 winning SEC records, but he went 5-3.
No, what that is saying is 0 wins over SEC teams with winning. No, he's done that 3 times or something like that.
Yeah, he's only beaten a team with an SEC winning record fewer than 5 times.
There you go. Buy in.
That's true. But it says that the AI always just wants to lie and says that he has 0 SEC winning records. Didn't they go 5-3 in 18?
Yeah, they've gone 5-3 a couple times.
Yeah.
They finished second in the SEC.
Twice.
Yeah,
Twice.
a couple
So
times.
he's only had a winning record in the SEC 2 times since 2013.
It's hard to do.
And we're thinking we can't do better than that, everybody? Everybody have a great Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow on Kentucky Roll Call, Big X Sports Radio.
Kentucky roll call makes it all